Hello everyone. Quick announcement before we get into the reading. I just wanted to let everyone know that I have started two things. One is my Patreon site where I will be uploading all of the extended portions of the videos, the in-depth look of the videos and readings, sometimes when I do the clarifying cards, and I put a bit of extra material. All of that is now going to be over on Patreon, as well as I've finally been able to start my tarot and oracle deck unboxing and review series. And I'm going to be starting to unbox various tarot decks, review them in depth with you, and each month these decks will be given away in a monthly member giveaway. So in order to be eligible for the giveaway, you just have to join my Patreon site, and the cost of being a patron over there, I just ask for $1 a month, and that's it. There's one tier, one amount to join, and it's just a way, just simply a way for me to be able to facilitate these reviews and to be able to give out these beautiful decks. The more people join, the more patrons I have, the more decks I will review each month, and the more decks I will give away. So, for those of you who want to see the unboxing, go straight to the link. I'll include the link here and in the description box, and you'll find out more information about the series and my Patreon site there. Or you can go directly to my Patreon site and see the extended unboxing and review video there. All right, guys, thank you so much. And without further ado, straight to the reading. Hi folks, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be doing the weekly reading for July 28th through August 3rd for the sign of Libra. Alright, my lovely Libras, how you doing? My regulars and subscribers, thank you so much for coming back and giving me all your support. You know the drill. We're going to get your 2 Oracle Angel cards out. For those of you who are new to my channel and to my weekly readings, each week we take a look at whatever the main stage event is for you with regard to relationships, whether that's a work relationship or family relationship, something to do with your lover or a new love, whatever the case may be. The main dynamic that you're going to be dealing with is what we look at, and we're going to pull out your 2 Angel Oracle cards right now. All right, Libra, you have love yourself first. All right, so a lot of that going around, and release your ex. Wow. All right, so love yourself first, release your ex. All right, again, I don't like to be speculating on what that could mean. This could mean so many different things depending on the scenario. So we're gonna get right into your reading. Pull out your 7 cards. Libra. Beautiful sign of the scales. Air sign. Elemental. Air energy. This week, what's going on? Let's get your 7 cards out. Your main card, 3 cards for you, 3 for your person. And let's see what's going on. Show me. Your main card for your relationship is Queen of Cups. Just came out for the, I believe it was the Virgo reading. Just came out. Queen of Cups, same position, I believe, as well. We have 7 of Swords for you, Libra. This is what you're identifying with, this kind of energy. Interestingly enough, this is your card. Your card for your person is 2 of Cups. Card for your relationship is Knight of Wands. How you see yourself in the relationship. Your person, their identity card is Temperance. Sagittarius coming out for the 2nd time, I believe, or 3rd time so far in the weekly readings. They see you as moon energy. That's how they associate with you. 18. And for the relationship, they have 8 of Pentacles. Need for boundaries. Wow. Okay. Let me get this. Hang on a second. Bottom of the deck we have 5 of Pentacles. Wow. So, power struggle. Somewhere along the line there's been a power play or a power struggle of some kind. And somebody had to pay the price financially, right? 5 of Pentacles talks about that, right? Talks about having a power struggle with someone and someone always having to pay the price financially. This card comes up, for instance, sometimes when you break up with someone and it's like all of a sudden now you've got to pay for your own bills, or you've got to, you know, or this card can oftentimes come out with divorce, right? When all of a sudden you have to pay alimony, or you don't have as much money to live on as you used to when you were married, etc., right? So it's that kind of thing. There was a falling out. There was a split in a group or a union, right? And what happened is that somebody ended up coming out of it with a financial burden or less abundance than they had before, all right? So, Queen of Cups, yeah, she just came out recently for, I believe it was Virgo. I have to check back my logs. But of course, Queen of Cups talks about, you know, so below as above. She is absolutely in touch with her feelings. She's not going to hide her feelings. It could be, for some of you, that, you know, you weren't really showing your true feelings, really, right? Or examining your true feelings, right? Sometimes we don't know how we feel. We have to take some time to really think about how we truly feel about somebody. Love yourself first. And so the Queen has certainly learned how to love herself first. And in doing so, she's become completely in touch with herself. So she knows what she wants. She's not embarrassed. She doesn't have the hang up of feeling vulnerable. She's not worried about, you know, the Queen of Cups doesn't worry about having her heart broken because she's so confident in her feelings and her desires. She knows what she wants. She knows what she can offer someone. And she's not embarrassed of her feelings. She's, you know what I mean? Her feelings make her stronger rather than weaker. And she's learned that, right? That's where she's at with regard to the core cards. That's her power, is understanding that. Knowing her feelings and being in touch with her feelings is what gives the Queen of Cups her power and her strength. All right, and so for you, Libra, you coming in as 7 of Swords. So 7 of Swords is interesting for you to be identifying with this, right? 7 of Swords is when you are hasty. You're too quick to try to accomplish something. It could be that right now you feel quite panicky about something. You could be feeling like if you don't hurry up and do something, or, you know, put certain actions into play, that you're going to lose out on something. You're either going to lose out on your dream or your goal. You may not get what it is you desire. 7 is the number for dreams, right? Your dreams and your aspirations, your desires, the things that you wish for. But in 7 of Swords, and with so many Swords cards and Wands cards, they're quite harsh. And here with 7 of Swords, this energy is like the thief energy, right? It's the tortoise and the hare card. You know, this person is the hare, the one who's so confident that he just cuts corners. He's like, well, I would have got there in the end anyway, but so I might as well just cut this corner because there's no point in me taking the long route, right? When I can take the short route. I can always take the long route. I'll take the short route. It's like a self-delusion. And interestingly enough, a lot of the 7 cards have this aspect of self-delusion. Although on the one hand, 7 is to do with dreams and aspirations. On the other hand, we also delude ourselves a lot of times with our dreams and aspirations, right? And so I'm not saying that this is how you're being Libra on purpose. But I do feel like perhaps what you're going through right now is you are sensing a bit of panic. It could be, for instance, you may be sensing a bit of panic in your career. You may be feeling like, you know, look, I'm getting older. I haven't achieved what I wanted to achieve. If I don't hurry up now, if I don't cut some of these corners now, I'll never get there. It could be a feeling like that, right? You could be feeling like you need to keep up with someone, right? And again, this is quite indicative of love. You know, this supports the love yourself first card, because 7 of Swords oftentimes comes out of a doubt. It comes out of self-doubt. It comes out of feeling like you can't, you know, deep down inside really feeling that you can't make it without cutting corners, or that you know, you won't be able to get what you hope for. You won't be able to achieve your dreams and your goals unless you sort of like cheat or do what you can, you know, to give yourself an advantage, right? And so it comes from a place of self-doubt. It comes from a place of low self-esteem and low confidence, right? And so it's very compatible with the advice of loving yourself first. Have more confidence in yourself that you don't need to do this. Because the problem with this energy is that when you're hasty, because Seven of Swords is also the card for haste. When you're hasty, oftentimes what looks like it's working now, you'll end up having to pay the price for it later, you know? And so your person is exhibiting temperance. They're identifying with temperance energy. And like I said, this is the second time that this has come up as an energy for the person, the other person in the dynamic. So, and this individual is quite calm. You know, they're tempered. You know, they're masterful at controlling their emotions, but not in a way that, not in a constrictive way. They don't, you know, they don't smother their feelings or their desires or their impulses. They just understand the nature of when to go with what energy, right? When to go with the more emotional side of yourself, or when to follow that fire to its ultimate end. You know when to, this person knows how to handle themselves, right? They know how to handle a lot of drama. I wonder, and you have released your ex, right? So I wonder, I don't believe this person is your ex, right? I think this is a new individual that you've met, but I think you're still busy with your ex, right? And I think your ex has really taken a toll on you. Whatever that relationship was that was associated with this ex, I think this is where the Five of Pentacles energy has come from as well. Because that ex really, like, coming out of that relationship really left you, like, worse off than you were when you went into the relationship, right? And I think you're still kind of, like, reeling from that. Under here you have also the High Priestess. So, yeah, there may have been a lot of, like, you may have just been thrown off your square psychically as well. Like, your confidence. The High Priestess is the #1 card for confidence as well, self-confidence. Because self-confidence and intuition go hand in hand. Right? You can't have a heightened sense of intuition, or you can't exercise your intuition if you don't have absolute self-confidence and trust your intuition. Oftentimes people don't trust their intuition. They don't listen to their inner voice. Why? Because they lack the confidence to believe in it. All right? So, you know, intuition and self-confidence go hand in hand. There's a duality there, where both sort of end up increasing the other, right? And so as a result of this ex that you had, Libra, I think you're still kind of like thrown by them, right? You're still kind of, and it's like they continue to cause you like financial issues. You know, you continue to have to like maybe pay. It could be you have money, you have children with this person, right? And so that could be another reason why you feel like this energy here, like you always have to be like, it could be that, you know, the pressure of this ex and their situation causes you to end up being in these kind of jacked up situations. I want to say for some of you Libras, not all of you, but for some of you Libras, I feel like this Seven of Swords is like this ex is, every time this ex comes around, it's like you end up doing something like breaking the law or doing something crazy and getting locked up, you know. And it's like when this ex leaves, you're fine. You're fine. You have a great life, you know. It's like, and as soon as they come back, something about their energy, you know, and then before you know, you're acting a fool and you get into trouble, and then you end up paying the price. You end up paying the price financially over and over and over again. So for some of you Libras, that's not the case. It's not a case of like, you know, getting in that much like toxic turmoil, but you get into something and you always end, you know what I mean? And it's still costing you. Now you have this new person. This person is exhibiting a lot of temperance, right? They're understanding. They're trying to be very understanding. Now you see them as Two of Cups. So you see them as your perfect mate, right? You see them as your mate. You see them as, you feel like they're falling in love with you. I think you believe they're in love with you, right? I think you believe they're in love with you, and I think you believe that there is a possibility for love here. Because when you see this person, this is what you see. You see Two of Cups energy. So I think you feel like you're ready to move towards this person, right? You're ready to have this new relationship, but I almost wonder if you're really being honest with yourself. And this is why Queen of Cups is coming, I think, because some of you Libras out there need to be a little bit more honest with your feelings because you haven't released that ex yet. And even though you feel for this new person, this ex is like, they're still there in the background, like, you know what I mean? And part of the reason I think for some of you is that you feel sorry for them. And so here we go. You need to love yourself more than you love them. Love yourself first, you know what I mean? And don't be so like, you know, because this ex is an ex for a reason. Certainly if you're the one who always ends up having to shell out the cash or the money, it could be that you're always bailing them out of jail. Like, it's not even that you're the one who's going to jail. They're always going to, you know, it's just that kind of like really tedious, like, oh God, not this shit again. When am I going to grow up and not deal with this guy, right? Or this girl? Your person sees you and they've got moon energy, so they feel like something's going on and they can't get a handle on it, right? I think they're being really tempered right now because they see that, you know, they're not getting a whole 100% of you, right? They see that there's something going on with you that they can't quite put a finger on, right? And so they're dubious. I think your person is quite dubious why, you know, whereas you're feeling all this love, I don't know, Libra, do you realize that they see something is going on? Do you realize that? Because I'm not sure if you even realize, because you may be so busy in your head with this ex and then also in your head with this person that I'm not sure if you realize that from the outside looking in, it's pretty obvious to this person that something is happening. If they don't know about the ex, they feel like something is happening. And if they know about the ex, they feel like something is happening with the ex, right? But they're still not quite sure what exactly it is, but they know, they see it. Because this is what they're associating with you is moon energy. And that's not always the best energy to associate with someone when you're first getting together or when you're falling in love or you're starting a relationship. You don't really want to have moon energy with the way that you interact with each other because it's indicative of not seeing the whole picture. You know, deception, half-truths, maybe not complete lies, but half of the truth, right? Embellishing, drugs and alcohol. Again, can be involved, you know, and then they don't know what's happening. So they may be thinking that you're dealing with something completely different than what you're dealing with. They may be thinking that you have a drug habit when actually you have an ex-boyfriend habit, you know, or an ex-girlfriend habit, you know, which is a thing, by the way. You can have an ex habit, which is addicted to your ex. You just can't let him go. I should do a video about that, honestly. All right, and so you see the relationship, Libra, you're seeing the relationship as Knight of Wands. Like, you see the relationship is coming to save the day, I think, right? I think for some of you, you feel like this relationship is going to save you from your ex because you see it as like, you know, the knight in shining armor is coming in with the fire. He's going to come in, he's going to fix everything, he's going to clear everything up. He's very brave, you know. I think that's how you see, this is how you see the relationship, right? And your person sees the relationship as 8 of Pentacles. So they see the need for boundaries. You know, they're like, oh no, this relationship, I need boundaries. This relationship makes me want to put up restrictions and like be disciplined, right? Because they don't know what's really all going on with you. I think they feel like some really kind of crazy kinetic energy here. And I'm not surprised, certainly with some of you Libras who are dealing with this ex. Because this ex is a toxic, clearly toxic. Like, I can feel just, you know what I mean? I already know that this ex ain't worth shit. For some of you who are real, I mean, I'm sorry. Like, sometimes I get like that with the reading. I try to keep the reading really nice and, you know what I mean, and motivational. But sometimes I have to be very real about intuitively what I'm feeling, right? And certainly as an empath, I have certain feelings that come through. And it's like right now, I'm just irritated, right? I have this feeling of irritation, just like, I'm so done with you. I'm so done with you coming into my life, making me spend my coin. You know, and yet you're still busy with them. You still think about them. You have to so release them. And I know this isn't going to be for all of you Libras out there. It won't be like that severe, but for some of you, it's that severe. Yet and still, you're kind of like, you don't want to deal with them. You're so done. You don't even want to deal with them, to break up with them the right way and to really release them. Like, you need to release them. You know, like, don't have any of their stuff. You know, none of that. Like, don't call, you know what I mean? Like, really release this person. Stop even thinking about them when you're trying to make decisions. Some of you are still making decisions, and when you're making decisions, this person is still popping into your head. And this person here totally feels it. So if you're in love with them and you want them to be open and reciprocal with you, then you're going to either have to have like a conversation. You're going to have to release your ex, first of all. And to do that, you have to really get into loving yourself. But you're going to have to release your ex, and you're certainly going to have a conversation with this person, because this person here is like not prepared to necessarily get into all of this until they know what they're getting themselves into. And they're perfectly happy to put themselves into their work and make their coin and not be involved at all, right? So it's like I want to say that it's like you've gone to an emotional place with this person before they have, because they've been holding themselves back because of your shenanigans over here with this ex. Right, and I say shenanigans because I think for some of you, you don't even realize that anybody sees it. I think you think you're being covert and nobody notices, but everybody is noticing. Everybody knows. You know what I mean? It could be that your friends aren't telling you. They may not be telling you what they should be telling you, but everybody knows that you're still messing with that ex and that your life is a wreck because of it, you know? I mean, I want to say even in some scenarios, some of you Libras certainly have friends that are probably saying to themselves, girl or a man, if he don't or she don't, you know, get over so-and-so, she is never going to be happy. And I think they may have stopped telling you this. Maybe some of them have told you this. Maybe they can't be bothered. You know, so here I am telling you this. But Libra, you deserve so much more, right? And I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm not saying this like to hurt your feelings, like in a way that you deserve this. You absolutely don't deserve this. But I think what you don't realize is how much your association with this person is impacting your life from the outside. Like, people see it. You may not think that they do. And maybe this is why you needed to hear this reading. Because the Thief in the Night, by the way, 7 of Swords as well. You know, this person is he thinks he's getting away with something, right? He thinks he's getting away with something, and somebody doesn't see what's really going on here, right? That there is a part of that, right, to this card. And so there's certainly a part of all of this to you, Libra, where you feel like I don't think you know how much people see about what's going on with you and your ex, and how much they see that this person is holding you back, affecting you, right? And I don't think you see how much your behavior changes when you're with this ex, right? You know what I mean? And everybody else around is seeing that, and that's affecting you. Give me 3 cards for this reading, and then we're gonna call it. All right, my lovely Libras. We have the Hermit, exactly. That's what I was going to say. You need to get away. Just pull yourself away. Hermit energy coming in. Virgo energy. Introspection. I was just getting ready to say you need like Hermit energy because, and I'm going to tell you why. Queen of Wands coming in. Determination is called for as well. Aries energy. And then you have, 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so, and the reason why I'm so glad the Hermit came up, and I was just going to say it really needs to come up, because this is what I'm talking about. Libra, for some of you Libras, you don't see. I think that you feel like you've been keeping the worst from people. I think that maybe you feel like, and in all seriousness, this ex has been very toxic to you, but I think that you may not have wanted to tell your family about how bad it is, or your friends, right? I think that maybe for some of you, you were ashamed, feeling a bit ashamed that you keep going back to this person who clearly isn't good for you, but you just can't help yourself, right? And part of that, again, is the low self-esteem. And so sometimes when we have low self-esteem, we then, on top of having low self-esteem, is we're ashamed of having low self-esteem. It's like this vicious circle that we go through. And trust me, I know, because I have personally been through that for many years when I was younger in my life. It wasn't until I got older that I learned to love myself a lot more. But, you know, it's a horrible circle, isn't it? You have low self-esteem and low confidence. You're ashamed of that, which makes your confidence go away even further. You continue to keep things from people and to pretend because you think that you're doing a good job, at least, of pretending, right? But you're not, right? And so, like I said, people see what you're going through and they see the impact that it's having on you. And what it's doing is it's lumping you in with this ex, whereas you thought you could keep their behavior out of your life and separate from you, right? And that somehow it's like you're between them and the rest of the world, when in fact, in actuality, the rest of the world sees you very squarely with them. And they associate you with their energy. And there's nothing that you're really hiding, right? And so the only way for you to get to the bottom of this is certainly to have hermit energy. You need to go away from this person and think about yourself and how you feel truly about yourself, to have some introspection, you know, and to develop a relationship with yourself so that you understand and you know yourself well enough to know how it is that you do, you know, how you present yourself in the world, what's really going on, how people truly see you. And so that you can also make better decisions, right? I know for some of you, you're going to say you don't care how people see you, right? But that's not the point I'm trying to make. This is not about caring how people see you. It's about knowing how people see you, right? If you're behaving a certain way with this idea that you're covering something up and you're not successful, you're not able to cover anything up, and everyone who's watching your behavior is seeing right through your behavior and seeing what you're, you know, then you're not being successful. And then it should matter to you whether or not people see you and how they see you. That should absolutely matter to you, because you should know, you should be a master, you know, of how you are in this world, right? You are in control of the persona that you put out, the character that you put out, right? Which therefore has an impact on your reputation and how people perceive you and if people want to deal with you. This is all like interlaced, right? And so, yeah, it is important to understand that your friends see through all of that. And this person you care about, right? If you want them, you may need to go away and release this ex so that you can get them. Determination is called for. Queen of Wands, it's very clear. Queen of Wands, it's like you're ready to go through with this. If you want something better, you have to be determined and really you know, turn your back on this individual and do some more soul searching. And then as well, in terms of your abundance and things like that, your Nine of Pentacles is coming in, right? As soon as you turn your back, I mean, as soon as you get into that hermit, you really understand what your feelings truly are. You get to the bottom of who you really, really are. And you're determined to release this ex. Things like your rewards will come in for you, right? Your rewards, the true rewards that you thought you were working towards will come in for you. You just simply have to understand that you cannot have both. You cannot have this toxic ex in your life and a new beginning. All right, so I'm going to call it, Libra. This is your reading for July 28th through August 3rd. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share. Hit the bell so you can get notified on all my new videos. I have more August love readings coming up for the other signs. All of the weeklies will be released, of course, today. And then I will be working on some pick a card readings as well. All right. So I do appreciate all the support I'm getting from you all. The more support I get from you guys, the more energy I have to put out all of these readings, you know, in a professional and timely manner. And yeah, so thank you so much. I love you guys. And you have a wonderful week, Libra. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.